Hey everyone, this video is going to be a little different than all of the other videos that I put out. The goal that I have in mind here is I want to teach everyone how to make their own programming screencast. So like I do with many of my YouTube videos, not everyone knows how to do this. And the point of this is that I want to show that not only can you do this for free, but that it's not too difficult to do. So that way maybe it'll inspire you to make programming videos of your own. So first off, I want to tell you a little bit about my setup here. I am currently on a 27-inch iMac computer. The specs are as shown right here. So it is quite a powerful Mac computer. It's got pretty much all of the works, but you don't need that. So for example, I've been recording videos on not only my MacBook Air that I have, but also my MacBook Pro laptop. So you really don't need too powerful of a computer. The more power that you have, the quicker it'll be for processing videos that you edit. But beyond that, it doesn't really matter. So now that you know a little bit about my specs, let's take a look at the software that I'm using. So to actually record my screen right now, I'm using QuickTime Player. So when this QuickTime Player is free. It comes pre-installed on any Macintosh computer that you buy. As far as versioning information goes, it is version 10.4. But I've been using this for quite some time, and it hasn't really changed between the versions. To start a new screen recording, what you would do is after you load QuickTime Player, you'd go to File, and then New Screen Recording. It won't let me show you what it looks like because I'm already doing a screen recording, but I will show a screenshot within the final video that I published to YouTube regarding this tutorial to show you what it looks like in order to start recording your own videos. This is actually a screenshot of what I was talking about. So now that you know the recording software that I use, let's go ahead and try to do a sample, just a sample code project, and then we'll go ahead and edit that and get it ready to be published to, say, YouTube or something. So as you know, in many of my tutorials, I use the terminal as well as Atom for developing. So this is my terminal. As you can see on this 27-inch iMac, it's probably pretty small in the final video. So too small to where you probably wouldn't be able to read the text on it. So if you press the Apple Command key as well as the plus key, it will increase the font size as well as the overall window, which will make it a lot easier for your video subscribers to read what you're typing as you type it. And then when you close it out, it'll go back to its default settings. So this gives you an opportunity to just expand it while you're doing this video blog. Alright, so let me clear it and go to the desktop. We're going to go ahead and create a sample project right on the desktop. Let's go ahead and say this is going to be an Ionic framework project, although it really doesn't matter. The point of this being is I want to show you some code inside of a text editor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Ionic start example project blank, and then let's just use version 2. Again, this doesn't really matter. The point is to show you my process when it comes to designing these programming screencasts and editing them. Alright, so I went ahead and it created that new project on the desktop. So let's go ahead and clear it. And we are going to now, I don't know, let's go ahead and navigate into that project. By the way, that project is right here on my desktop. I just brought it to the middle of the screen. So we're going to say now Ionic, I don't know, platform add Android. And I'm not going to actually build a project here. I'm just going through the motion here. So Android is added. Now if I go into this example project and let's say, for example, I want to let's say, for example, I just want to open it. All right, perfect. So it's here's our code here. It's again kind of small. So this is something that maybe you wouldn't be able to see as is, because again, this is a 27-inch iMac, so it's going to scale differently. So if you're using Atom like me, you could of course do Command plus again, and it'll increase the font size. But if you're not using Atom, you might want to become familiar with whatever software that you're using, because you have to take into consideration that your font is going to be significantly smaller when you release your final video. So let me reset that. There is another way, which I'll show you during the editing phase, to where you can zoom in. But beyond that, let's go ahead and close out of this. And I'm going to take you right into the editing phase. So now we're going to open up iMovie. This is going to be the video editor that I use. But before we do that, take note that I have stopped my first recording through QuickTime, and I saved that video to my desktop. So this is actually the second piece of that video, and I will do some After Effects on it before I publish. But we're going to spend our time editing the first about 7-minute long video that we just recorded. So go ahead and open up iMovie. We're going to check out the version that we're running. All right, iMovie is up. So I'm going to click About iMovie. I'm currently running version 10.1. So what we can do here is go to Projects, or maybe this is the default screen that you see when you open up iMovie. It really doesn't matter. You could also do a new movie up there. There's multiple ways to get here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. And I'm going to call it Video Tutorials. Note that I've chosen the No Theme project because it really doesn't make sense to use any of these other themes. So Video Tutorials. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to choose Import Media. Now on my desktop, not only do I have that sample video, but I also want to add a few other things too. So for example, I'm going to click on sample video. I'm going to hold down the Apple Command key, and I'm going to choose this screenshot, and I'm also going to choose video intro. The screenshot and video intro are both just image files. So I'm going to choose import selected, and I'm going to first take this video intro screenshot, which you probably are familiar with from the beginning of all my videos, and I'm going to drag it into the timeline. But you'll notice it's chopped off if I look in the video preview. That's because the resolution of my image is not appropriate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this crop symbol while this is selected. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to say crop to fill rather than Ken Burns. So now it's going to take up the full screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the actual video. I skipped over the screenshot for now. I'm going to click on this actual video, and I'm going to click the X key on my keyboard, and that's going to select the whole video. I'm going to drag the whole video down, and now I'm going to click on the video intro again, and I'm going to scale it down to, I usually do 2.5 seconds because I feel like anything longer is too long and anything shorter is too short. I'm also going to crop out some of this empty space. So this is just me not talking. So I'm going to click on a spot where my marker is, and I'm going to choose to use the command plus B key, and that will cut it. And I can go ahead and remove the earlier part. I'm also going to choose transitions, and I'm going to choose cross dissolve and drag it right in the middle there. But by default, it usually chooses 1 second, which I personally find to be a bit long. So I choose 0.5 seconds. And that makes what I feel to be a good amount of transition time. You could adjust it appropriately, or maybe you don't even have this intro like I do. But it will fade out, and it'll lead us into that video. So if I scroll down the line, I'm going to look for the part where I open up QuickTime here. Oh, I'm still talking about my specs at this point. So I'm going to continue down the line here. All right, looks like I've clicked QuickTime in the preview there. I've checked the version. And now we click File. So what I'm going to do here is, now that I clicked File, I've got it hovered. Let's go ahead and play it. You might get some feedback when I play. It won't let me show you what it looks like because I'm already doing a screen recording. But I will show a screenshot within the final video that I published to YouTube regarding this tutorial to show you what it looks like. So I'm actually going to edit it here in order to start recording your own videos. Here's a good spot. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to do Command B to split it. And I'm going to go back to my media. And I am going to drop. Oops, selected too much there. I'm going to drop that screenshot right in the middle. There, I've dropped it right in the middle. It was a little complicated for whatever reason. So it's Ken Burning. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. I'm going to do crop to fill. And then it should be good. So I've just included it in the middle. And then I could easily just do a voiceover right there to explain, hey, that's what it looks like. So proceeding on, I'm going to scroll down the line here to where we've opened up the text editor. I zoomed out a bit, might make it quicker. All right, so it looks like I reset the font right there. So what we want to do now is we want to zoom in because we're at the lowest font and it's probably not readable on a normal person's screen. So I'm going to split the clip using our Command B. And then I'm going to find where this little piece ends. That's about right there. Command B again. And I'm going to click it. Then I'm going to click to this crop tool. And I'm going to say crop to fill. And I'm going to resize it more to where it is right there. So when I resize it, that little piece of window right there is going to be a lot larger. And we'll see that right now. See, I've clicked out of it and now the rest of the screen is chopped off, but that's fine. This gave us the option to now zoom in without having to increase the font size. And you can do that for anything on your video. You don't have to zoom in if you don't want to. So now what I'm going to do is, because this video, I'm going to say it looks pretty complete, except for whatever reason, I left a lot of white space at the end. So I'm going to clip it, delete it, and choose to export it. So I'm going to click Save to File. I'm going to make sure that it's 1080p. And I'm going to click Next. But I think that I left a little bit in there. But that's all right. So I'm going to click Next. It's going to save it to my desktop. Now that our project had finished exporting, let's go ahead and take a look at what it produced. So that way we know, well, did our editing skills in iMovie pay off, or do we need to revisit it and go back to formula? So going to the desktop, it actually exported it as video tutorials. So if I open that, you can see that, well, the first thing that we see is that full screen video intro that I added. I'm going to mute the volume here because it's going to display the volume of me talking. So I'm just going to talk over it. But if I click play, it'll show for like 2.5 seconds and it'll go through the flow. So if I go to that scene where I inserted the picture, You can see it was there for a second. I won't try too hard to find it, but it was there. The picture was there, and you could easily add a voiceover to it. Here we have the terminal, which even though it's a little small, we could have done a little bit better job to increase the font size, or we could have done that trick that I demonstrated later on. It actually got bigger. So that was the beginning of the video before I had started increasing it. So that's a lot easier to see on the screen. If I fast forward into the editor here, here I believe is it at maybe it increase. That's the reduced size. That's the increased size. And if I fast forward, remember how we did the crop adjustment? This is what happens when I just wanted to show a particular portion of the screen, which actually is not bad. It takes a little bit longer as far as video editing goes, but you might get a better experience from the whole thing. So I'll close this out. You now know the process that I go through when developing these programming videos. And I know this video is a little long, but it was more for instructions purposes. But once you get the hang of it, it really doesn't take too long at all to make these YouTube videos, and you can just upload them right to YouTube. And if you've got a lot of skills to share, you'll get a lot of traffic, and a lot of people will appreciate what you do.